this video of lots of talking about things. Make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and maybe we'll play the third installment. Or maybe I should do the first one, because I clearly would take more time than it looked like it was going to, given the leaderboard scores. So, anyway, that's all for now. See you later. All right, everybody. So... what we're probably going to do, just because it's been a long day and I still have more to set up on my PC, I think we're going to do a little lay Reddit. I don't think I have the energy for a full integrated right now. We'll do a little crappy designage, and that might be just it for a shorter stream. But then maybe tomorrow I can try to, like, start building up the footage again. Because god dang, it's been a week. Ugh. Please, never again. Man, you know what sucks? You know what sucks? I got invited to go to Monza to drive around. I'm not going to say whom, well, with a company. I'm not going to say whom with in case it's like a thing that they don't want to be known until it happens. I can't freaking do it. I've missed too freaking much. No, I'm like, it's past the, they would have wanted to commit like last week. And I like got my appendix removed and my Discord, and I had to reset up my PC. And then I like, man, I can't even go. Maybe next year. I got too much stress now. Fricked. Can't do it. Why can't he go? Because I'm so behind now. It's going to take like months for me to get back on schedule. Anyway. Alright, let's do a little bit of this stuff. A little bit of crappy designage. Go have fun, user. Oh, like I said, I think we're past to the point. Like, they would have needed a commitment last week. So, I don't even think it's on the table. On the bright side, your appendix can't burst again when you go racing. Yeah, I could just frick the recovery up or something like that, maybe. I don't know. All right, well, at least we were able to do that without any issues from, like, me forgetting to install something. So that was good. Hopefully that'll still be the case here. Let's move over to just chatting. And by the way, we had ourselves Bad Boy with 53 months, Uncle Chabby with 11 months, Parkour more like park your butt for Captain because he's alive. Yep. Tavi BH with 7 months. Man, you've not had the best week, but we love you nonetheless. Thank you. I have to change things. Moose says I have all permissions, but not allowing me to change title and stuff. I think you changing title and stuff, that's like the editor role on Twitch. Or you're saying I need to give Moobot permission to be an editor, and then you will have the ability to do that via Moobot or something. You can figure it out. Tavi BH, read that one. Solars, thank you for gifting a sub. Bart, 62 months of subbage. 39 Boki, thank you for the sub. Fairy Dragon, 63 months and stuff. I need a back massage so badly, but I also, like, can't even go get a massage because I can't lay on my stomach. To live is to suffer. To live is to suffer. Oh, man. Be so over for you. Sleep on your stomach. I used to sleep on my stomach for a pretty long time, actually, probably until about 10 years ago. And then I think it was around the time that I started exercising that I would wake up with the circulation cut off to my arms all the time. And it was because like growing muscles, I think it caused more pinch points to happen. And now I can't even imagine sleeping on my stomach at all. The thought of it is like, ow, I'm going to wake up and my back is going to be just bent the wrong direction. And also, when I used to sleep on my stomach, the amount of dreams that I would have where I was suffocating in the dream only to wake up with my face pressed into the pillow, I don't enjoy that. I did hear that Hightail got canceled. You know the worst part is? Oh man. I get a message from Noxy today. And it says, "Oh, hey Cap, sorry I couldn't reply. We had some big news to break today. Let me know if your query is still something I can help with." I look up a line. "Hey, what's up?" I didn't write that. Somebody else wrote, "Hey, what's up?" And then I'm like, it was sent while my account was compromised. Sorry about that, given the circumstance and stuff like that. Bad publications. Yeah, at least he didn't want to test my game. He had other things to work on. Ay, ay, ay. You know what? You know what is a bummer though? Because you think, why would they just why can it? Why not pass it off to somebody, like sell it, pass it off? I think the answer is that the only way, like if they sold it off, they value it at X amount. If they could write off the entire expense of the acquisition and the development costs as a complete loss, then they can offset their taxes. And I think just like, I think Warner Brothers did with some movie, I can't remember which one, but in the last few years, the offset on the taxes is probably worth way more than they think they could actually sell the IP off for. Batgirl, yeah. So even though obviously there is something to the game, because it couldn't live up to Riot's standards, which I'm sure are very high, it means that it gets shelved and never sees the light of day because it's more financially viable to write off the whole thing as a loss instead of sell it. It is more expensive to sell it than it is to just destroy it. Which feels like it feels like a bad system. And that there should be some way to, I don't know, should be a way to not have that be the case. And yeah, because obviously there would be a buyer at some price. If they said, "Hey Jardon, do you want to buy Hightail for $1,000?" I'd be like, $1,000 isn't not a lot of money, but I'll buy Hightail for $1,000. I'd do that. And so there is a price at which some company would be like, "It will happily take over this project. It has press and hype behind it. It's built-in marketing that we don't even have to pay for." But they get more out of goodbye. So, yeah. I don't know if it's worth making a video on, but anywho, I feel like a lot of other people have probably made videos on it and stuff like that. I'm finishing my protein shake so that my appendix grows back better. Actually, we don't want it to grow back, but my muscles, my abs, grow back better around the incision sites. Like, I agree with, if you pursue a business and it fails, like, I do think you should be able to write that off. It makes sense to not have to then also pay taxes on the money that was spent on the thing that failed. However, how do you also not, like, if you sell it off and then you, I don't know, man. If you sell it off, even if it's for cheap, I guess it means that you can't deduct quite, like, you could still mark it as a loss probably on the original purchase. I don't know enough about the tax code, and I have to look into it. Because they bought the IP initially, but it's the development costs that probably were the majority, the bulk of, like, what they spent on. And if they did all that development and then they sold it, even if the sale was at a loss, I don't think they can do anything about deducting, like, the development costs. Whereas I think they can, tabulate the development costs and probably deduct those from taxes if they just say the whole project is a wash. So I don't know how you address that and make it, like, so it's not incentivized to can a project. If your game sucks, you can get a refund through. It's not a refund. Like, all you can do is offset existing tax burden. That's the thing. I think there's still a misunderstanding a lot of people have about tax write-offs. Tax write-off is not you get money, it's you lose less money, right? Getting a tax write-off is not the government sends you a check for the price of the thing that you just bought and you get it for free, or they send you a check for even more than the price you paid and you make money off getting the thing. It's you lose less. Like, instead of losing 100%, you lose 50%, whatever your tax rate is. You instead of losing 100%, you lost 70% or something. So, anywho. So, I don't know how you change it to make it so that it's not fricked. Anyway, JR, thank you for the 52 months. What's up, Kappa Chat? How you feeling? Little by little, I'm better. I just wish my back wasn't bothering me so much, but my back has, like, nothing to do with the procedure itself. Lego Boss 200 bits. I slapped my 5-year sub message in the Discord for you to read. You'll tell by the big blob of text slapped in general. You mean talk about whatever? I will have to check it out. And Lupinoctum, thank you for the 1,000 bits. Hey, Cap, just heard about your loss of an organ. Hope you're recovering well. Yeah, for the most part. Dude. Is the appendix considered, like, an organ? It seems too small and too nothing to be considered an organ. Oh, also, by the way, my residual numbness that somebody left a comment on the appendix story video, and they were like, you shouldn't still be numb. Like, you're gonna die. Clearly, you're having side effects. I have no more numbness. Just FYI. It was getting better every day, which is why I wasn't worried about it. But anywho. Okay, let's do some crappy design. Right? Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Crappy Design. You know what the most crappy design is? An appendix. You don't need it. Why is it in your body? That's pretty crappy design if you ask me. Let's start off with number 19. Wow, this looks dangerous. That is a very interesting kitchen, and heads are rolling. What is it actually supposed, like, T? It's supposed to be like AAA, and then another T, but with a dot over it. Powerful hit. It really is. Mega Night Shark, thank you for the 44 months, and Sparks 3331. Thank you very much for the 1,000 bits. Much appreciated and very, very cool. Don't worry, nobody will ever need to put anything flat on this table. That is a large image, much larger than I thought. Why is there just like a leather doing something like this? Text isn't it. Generally, when there is text, unless you're in an escape room, you want to be able to read it. So I'm not sure the intent here, but it is kind of a cool effect for maybe having like, you can see one image from one direction and another image from the other, although obviously there are other technologies that can be used to do things like that. Sparks3331, thank you for the 5 sub gifts on top of the 1,000 bits. Very nice of you. Very slick and very cool and very not crappy design. That's very good design. Oh, Mr. Buttery Scotsman, 10 months of subbage. Very epic and cool. Welcome, welcome. Have a shart. Have a shart. Have a shart made. We can make one for you here inside of this store, as well as whirligigs for $35. You know, I've never actually thought of what just waking up, or it's in a hotel. Bro, is it in a hotel? I swear, where you have no idea what you're reaching for or where anything is, and you just impale yourself trying to turn the light on or off. That's dangerous design. Good God. Sparks, thank you for yet another 5 sub gifts. Truly popping off. Helping to make my appendix feel better. And also the Mr. Anderson, thank you for the sub. Appreciate it, dude. This toilet at the hotel I went to. So, what happens if there's ever a problem with this toilet? You can't, like, half measure the coloration under the outline. It's weird. Anyway, that's it for the last month of Crappy Design. I hope you've enjoyed. And now we, being appendixless, are slightly less crappy designed ourselves. Isn't that nice? Like the video and subscribe. And I'll see you next time. Okie dokie. I didn't miss this. This is an ad. This is an advertisement. Is it a crappy advertisement, do you think? Would it fit crappy design? If you think so, then I apologize for missing it. Heart Vanilla Tornado, thank you for the 21 months. Very much appreciated. And Lunar Eclipse, 63 months. Sparks 3331, thank you for the 3 months of subbage. Very swick. And gifting another sub on top of all the other subs that you have given, which is very swick and very nice. All right, guys, that is going to be it for the stream today. I got to continue installing programs on the PC, getting back up and running to full steam ahead. And I got to poo. The floodgates have opened in that department. Perhaps like an inconvenient amount. There's no TMI here. Anybody out streaming? Raid Nick. Sure, we can raid Nick. That sounds great. Sounds great. What do you mean? What are you doing, Twitch? Raid Enfen, not raid brackets channel Enfen. God dang. All right. Good night, everybody. I will catch you all later. Bye-bye.